guys, what's up? It's Ari, and for today's video I thought it would be really fun to show you guys everything that I made in my second semester of art school. If you guys remember, I did this video first semester and it was really fun, and I am a lot more proud of my pieces this semester, so I thought I would just show you. Anyway, let's get started. The first class that we are going to be talking about is my Sonics and Optics class, but first I'm going to bring my handy dandy laptop over just so that I don't forget any of the assignments. As I witnessed jaws squeeze down on Guatemala's throat, I wonder about my 12-year-old cousin. The first one was a soundscape or sound score of a poem that we had. So we had to record the poem and then we had to do Foley and get a bunch of different like audio clips and files to like edit together to make just kind of the sound portion of our film. So that was really fun. We had to use like a Zoom H6 and then use whatever microphone we felt comfortable using. It was actually a really fun project. I'm not as proud as my sound score because we weren't allowed to use any found sounds at all, which was really hard because I needed fireworks. But if you're interested in listening to that at all, it is up on my YouTube channel. And then the second project was to make the short film. So we just had to go get a bunch of videos that fit the film and then put together it in a short film with the sound as our basis. With this one, I ended up switching out the fireworks sounds because I used popcorn and you can hear the microwave sound, and it wasn't great. So I did end up actually just using fireworks sounds, and my teacher was like, "Alright, that's not in the spirit of the assignment, but I get it because it sounds better." But yeah, if you're also interested in watching, it is called Stolen and it is also up on my YouTube channel. The next class that I'm going to be talking about is my photography, place, and trauma class. So we also only had 2 assignments for this one. It was like a midterm assignment and like a final. And so for the midterm assignment, we were supposed to pick a place and then that we had to like physically been to, and then kind of memories like associated with that place, but you couldn't physically go to that place or something like that. It was crazy. So I chose to do a film on childhood trauma. So before I was adopted, I had to go to this place called MPH. So I lived in the Congo, and so I lived in Goma, and then I had to go to the capital, is Kinshasa. That's where it was just me and my adoptive parents. Like my mother, like my biological mom did not go with us. And so that was the first time I was with like my now parents, my like adoptive parents, by myself. I was 6 years old. I was traumatized. I was very scared and I just wanted to go home. And so I decided to kind of make a film that was like all about that place and kind of the traumatic memories that I had and how I felt. Like I constantly felt like I was on display. Like I somehow managed to lose my childhood, my culture, and everything like that. So I wanted to create a film that captured that. And so yeah, if you are interested in watching that, it's all up on my YouTube channel, and now you know the backstory behind it. Okay, so you guys, my second project was insane. So I was actually in my boyfriend's hometown to create this. So it's like a website that I created on Pixieset, so you guys can go check it down below in the description box. It's a really interesting project, and so yeah.
Greetings from the loyal white knights of the KKK.
My roommate actually created the film to go along with it. It is very, very racist. So if you are very like not into that, this is like your trigger warning, because it is an incredibly racist video. And so my roommate actually made it for her project, and I really liked it, and I asked my teacher if I could like also use it as part of mine, and she was okay with that. So that's the video. Okay, so my piece is all about sundown towns, which if I'm honest, I learned about these like 4 months ago. Like I did not know they were a thing. I actually learned about them through TikToks. So we were supposed to choose a place that we had not been to and we weren't going to, but there were still traces of it. So I chose the sundown town of A.n.n.a, Illinois, because I'm in Illinois. It shows trace, like there's still traces of sundown towns. Like they still exist, but they're slightly less racist, but they're still pretty, yeah, anyway, so they're all traces of these. So it all starts off with my roommate's video that's not on my YouTube channel. And then the first picture that we have in this piece is just a sunset, because I wanted it to be like a very pretty, just like look at it, very orange, very like warm, inviting tone to it. Because like sundown towns, you kind of think like, oh, they're so pretty, it must be like where the sun sets, like whatever. But no, know. Then I wanted to create like a path for people to just walk down. By the way, this path was really pretty. I really liked walking on it. And then this like do not enter sign. And it was just meant to be like clear, like this is not a walk place. And then the path gets slightly like less visible as you keep walking. And then there's the no trespassing, like keep out sign. Like I just was trying to make it very clear it was not a place to be, with like the trees being like torn down and everything. And don't blink is then of course sundown towns are notorious for being racist and anti-Semitic and just a bunch of different things. Like they were for different groups of people that were like not allowed in certain towns after sunset. Then there's the do not enter sign, then the broken glass, and then there's the don't turn around, and then it's the I hate N-words. I don't use the N-word ever, so but I thought it was very clear that people of color are not welcome. And then there's also another swastika, just another, you know, anti-Semitic sign. And then there's the N-words again, the KKK, which is then it gets so much worse, so much racist energy and all of that stuff. And yeah, so that is the name of the piece, Anna. And yeah, I really liked it, but I don't think I'm gonna go to the place that I took these photos anytime soon, just because it was a lot for me and it was kind of terrifying, like whenever I hear just like a creak, but it'd just be my boyfriend behind me. Okay, so the next class that we're gonna talk about is core. So the first part of core was we had pretty much like one major assignment executed in different ways, if that makes sense. So we were supposed to use like photography, filmmaking, and everything like that. And we were supposed to make like a labyrinth of some sort, like it was supposed to be some kind of maze and, you know, whatever. And so this is my rough draft, and as you guys can clearly tell, I do not like to draw. Drawing is something that stresses me out and I'm not good at it. So basically I was gonna do like an identity of how a child grows up without a parent, because I lost my dad when I was little, and kind of like that identity, like kind of what shapes you. But then it ended up being like kind of like what are the things that like shape you in general. So then my final drawing was like your childhood, your family, morals and values, tradition, religion, stuff like that. And so that was kind of like my idea. But then when I showed this as my final drawing, people really liked the idea of face. So because that's what they were missing from like my rough draft. So I was like, okay, I can probably work with it. So then we had to take our idea into Illustrator. And so then I started thinking about all the different personalities that people have. So like when you're home versus when you're at school, when you're in class, you know, online presence, whatever, and everything like that. So then I was like, okay, so I really, really liked this. However, my only critique was some of the places were too straight edge. They should be curved more with the text. No big deal. So then we had this video, which y'all can go watch on my YouTube channel if you're curious about it. But the thing with this video was I liked it, but my teacher said it didn't have too much to do with what I was thinking in terms of my final project. So she wanted me to edit it differently so that it fit more into like the different types of personalities that people have. And I thought she was absolutely right. So that was the first video. And then this was my photography piece for this project, which my teacher loved. But yeah, it was just all the different personalities that people have. So like your culture, like very cultural, traditional stuff, versus like you at home, versus with your significant other, homework, whatever, like everything like that. And so she really just liked this and how it didn't fully cover the face, but you could totally tell that it makes a person. And so yeah, I found this photo off of Google. I thought she was gorgeous. All of these were found on Google. And yeah, so that's what I made with the photography piece. So this is the only one I did not have to do. But anyway, so these are like kind of the minor tweaks that I made. You know, like I curved the text a little bit. But I do really like this piece. I had to use Illustrator and my roommate had to completely help me with it. Then this is the video. So like I don't think I would keep this in my permanent portfolio, but I do think it got my idea across a lot better than my first video. Yeah, I would also recommend you guys watch this. It's on my YouTube channel. Then we get into the second portion of core, which was our in-person sections. So the first one we had was this performance piece, which is kind of on my YouTube channel. It's actually in a studio vlog, but I just kept it. I really liked it. It was fun. I learned that when I did this though, that I was not a performance artist. I was definitely more of a filmmaker or photographer, just not a performance artist. So it's good to try new things, but it's also good to know what you like versus what you don't like, and I definitely am not a performance artist. So then the second part, which I was not a huge fan of this assignment, but it was a video and my teacher didn't like my videos. She didn't like that it was sped up. She thought it was like taking away from the video. But anyway, it's just me working on my sketchbook because we're supposed to do kind of like a video of like a ritual, like getting a glimpse into our life. And so what I do is I put on some headphones, work in my sketchbook, because one of my New Year's resolutions was to like work more at my sketchbook, even if it's not like drawings, and it's really not. If you guys want a sketchbook tour, just let me know. I was planning on making one, but I can move that up if you guys are interested. But that's pretty much it. You guys can also go check out this full video on my channel. This one I really liked, but my teacher did not. So this is Split morning routine. I had my roommate and my friend Topher in this video, and I just kind of did like a guy versus girl like morning routine side by side. Very basic, but like she literally told us to have a split screen and I couldn't think of anything else, so that's what I did. I made this at like 12 o'clock at night. Like, it was not a morning, but it was really fun and I liked it. So, but my teacher was not a fan of it because she thought my music choice wasn't great and she thought it would have been better to not have music, even though I strongly disagree because it's my piece and I like it, so it is what it is. This one was an interesting one. So this was just kind of like we were working in class, and so we had to put together, like, I don't even know what it's called, but it was just like a video loop, and so we did hands, and so that's what we did. We like projected it on like these two boxes. Here's us playing with hands in class. Yeah, anyway, this was my final. Okay, the reason I say final is because I actually did a performance piece as my final, but this is pretty much what I did, and so I like it more as a video than I did as a performance piece. And if you're wondering why that is, go check out my second semester experiences, because holy cow guys, holy cow. But anyway, those are the pieces. Okay, so my last class is research. Alright, so pretty much, if you guys watched my last semester video on this, you guys know I came to SAIC specifically for photography and filmmaking, and so having a class that I had to focus on other senses besides visual and sound was difficult, but like a good kind of difficult. Like, it was very fun because a lot of people had to like figure out how to work with all the senses, so that was really fun. So our first assignment, we had to focus on touch and sound. So you could either do touch or sound, or touch and sound. I didn't realize you could choose, so I chose both. So what I did was I got a bunch of those punch balloons and I filled them up with marbles, beads, paper clips, and just a bunch of things like that that could fit inside the punch balloons, and then I hung them up in an installation room, and then people could like touch and like make a bunch of different sounds and, you know, go at the same time. We sent like 4 in at a time because COVID restrictions, but it was really fun. I titled it "My Mind's in the Gutter but My Balls Never Are." Okay, so my second piece for this class was all about taste and smell. So for this one, we ended up creating like a recipe book, and it didn't have to be food, but I made tacos because I love tacos. So I took pictures of different steps in the process of the ingredients I used and the preparation and stuff like that. And then I had to do 3 people's recipes that they chose. My friend made like this home cooked pasta meal that was really good that I got to try. And then also someone in my class had me stand in the shower with an umbrella after brushing my teeth, having a cold glass of water. Like, it was very intense. It's like a really like strong sense. This one I actually made with my boyfriend. The weekend I was here first time. We made a pie. And it was supposed to be like a peanut butter something pie, but I don't like peanut butter, and so we ended up making like a raspberry filling pie, which was delicious. I actually don't love pie, but it was like frozen and cooled, and it was like really good. So I liked that. It tasted way more like cheesecake than it did pie, so I was very happy. And yeah, it was just a really fun experience for us to like talk. The other thing with this one was it ended up turning into a cookbook, and so we made like a whole class cookbook with all the different recipes and the different photographs of people trying the recipes and whatever and everything like that. So it was really interesting. Then my last project for this class was a multi-sensory project. So we had to use at least 2, I think it was 3 senses, right? You had to use 3 senses, I think. And so what I did was my boyfriend and I made 3 different meals, only using 1 color and eating off of that 1 color for 3 days. So it was like we had green, we had brown, and we had red, yellow. So that one was multiple colors, but we could only use those 3 colors because they're supposed to like make you feel hungrier, like psychologically. basically. So that's what we did. And then brown, we were like, I feel like that's not really like a super appealing color for a lot of people. So I was like, maybe that one. And then like green is healthy and everything like that. If you're interested in watching that, it is up on my YouTube channel. It was really, really fun to make. Alright guys, that is all I have for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a huge thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And comment down below which piece was your favorite. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!